Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Dana. Today I will be showing you how to make this slimline card using Dura-Lar and Dura-Bright. To start off this card, I took a piece of the Dura-Bright white and I cut that down to 3 inches by 7 inches. I grabbed a few alcohol inks. I chose to go with pink and purple, and I'm just adding a few drops of rubbing alcohol. This rubbing alcohol is 91%, but you can use 99% if that's what you have. Then I'm just adding a few drops of each of the colors of the alcohol ink. And I'm going to move that alcohol ink around with my little puffer tool. I'm focusing more on moving it towards the center of the piece of paper, just so it doesn't pool along the edges. If you notice that your alcohol ink starts to dry out and it's not moving anymore, you can go ahead and add a few more drops of rubbing alcohol just to reactivate that alcohol ink, and then you can move it around to wherever you want. Now, if you end up with something that you're not really crazy about, that you're not in love with, the great thing about this paper is it doesn't stain. So all you have to do is mist it with a little rubbing alcohol, wipe it down with a paper towel, and you're good to go. You basically have a whole new piece of paper. It's fabulous. One of my goals this year has been to up my alcohol ink game, so to speak. And this paper has really made that easy and a lot of fun. For the focal image, I took a piece of Dura-Lar. This is the matte film in 0.005. And I die cut that using an oval-ish die. I'm not sure what shape you would call that. Now, it didn't cut all the way through. This paper is pretty substantial, but I did get enough of an outline and I was able to go ahead and cut around that with my scissors. And then I grabbed a couple of my gel prints and a floral embellishment die, and I went ahead and die cut those. To assemble those, I'm going to be using Artist-Tac. If you're unfamiliar with Artist-Tac, this adhesive is a dry adhesive and it's little micro adhesive dots. So all you have to do is peel back the backing sheet, pop whatever you want to add glue on onto the adhesive side of the backing sheet, and then burnish it down with a brayer or your hand or an ink pad, whatever you have handy. Here I did just grab my brayer. It was on hand, and yes, it's got paint on it, but that's okay. I've been having fun. A dirty brayer is a sign of a good time. Once I got that burnished down enough, I went ahead and assembled all of my pieces. If you end up with some of the little adhesive dots where you don't really want them, just grab a adhesive eraser, give it a quick rub down, and you're good to go. It'll remove all those dots for you. Off camera, I went ahead and die cut Love You for the sentiment of this card. I die cut it once out of the gold metallic paper, and then again 3 or 4 times using just some white paper. This way I could stack them and add a little bit of dimension to the sentiment. I'm just gluing down the letters with a bit of liquid adhesive. I did this so that I could lay them out just to kind of get an idea of where I wanted the letters to go. They still end up a bit wonky, but that's okay. It's a handmade card and there is beauty in the imperfection, so not a problem. But if you don't want them to be a little bit on the wonky side, I definitely recommend grabbing a ruler at this point. Then I'm just adding the adhesive to the back of the Dura-Lar paper, and I'm just adding it to where those embellishments are. This way you won't be able to see it through the Dura-Lar since it is more of a translucent paper. And I'm just adding that to the center-ish of the alcohol inked background. To mat the card panel, I just cut out a piece of the same gold metallic cardstock, and I'm gluing the Dura-Bright down with the liquid adhesive. For the card base, I just grabbed a pre-made 5x7 card base, and I'm going to cut that down so it sort of fits the card front. It will be a little bit smaller than the card front, but that doesn't bother me one bit. And instead of using a pen to mark it, I just grabbed my little pokey tool and kind of scratched it. That way, if I don't cut it perfectly, I don't have to worry about there being visible pen marks. And I'm just adhering the card front to that card base with the same liquid glue. Little reminder here, liquid glue does take a bit longer to dry on metallic cardstock than your average paper. I completely forgot that fact. And when I was putting the card base on, my card panel decided to go on a little adventure. I really don't know where it was going, but it decided to move around a bit, as you can see here. Once I got that wrangled back into place, that did finish up today's card. Thank you so much for joining me today, and a big thank you to Grafix Arts for sponsoring this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.